The City Council passed a bill that calls for separating protesters from places of worship. The new law creates a buffer zone to prevent protests from reaching the doorstep of religious sites.
Yes, supporters say it improves safety, while critics say it impedes free speech. Good Day's Kendall Green has the reaction to the measure.
Protesters across the city, as long as they remain peaceful, have few limits. But last year, those limits were put to the test when a protest broke out just outside of Park East Synagogue on the Upper East Side, while Jewish New Yorkers were trying to enter. Thursday, New York City Council members voted overwhelmingly to protect the act of worship, passing the Schools and Houses of Worship Access and Safety Act. It creates a 100-foot buffer zone barring protesters from houses of worship and educational institutions.
No worshiper of a synagogue, church, or mosque should ever feel threatened to walk into their house of worship.
Rabbi Marc Schneier has backed the bill since it was introduced by Council Speaker Julie Menin back in January. The bill requires the NYPD to create and post its response plans to protests outside of schools and houses of worship. It also requires the NYPD to create a hotline to report incidents of discrimination or harassment.
We cannot allow that kind of protest and that kind of discomfort when one is walking into a house of worship.
These security perimeters would give the NYPD broad discretion to censor speech, target protesters, and arrest dissenters.
Before the vote, demonstrators and organizers of NYCLU shared they consider the council's measure a handcuff on free speech.
Look at that map. That's where protests would be banned or could be banned under these bills.
The bill's passage comes as we've seen a rise in anti-Semitism both locally and nationally. As NYPD data shows, anti-Semitic incidents accounted for 57% of reported hate crimes last year, while Jewish New Yorkers represent just a tenth of the city's population. The bill, now passed, creates an ultimatum for the mayor. We just received a statement from the mayor's office that reads, quote, "The mayor is keenly aware of the serious concerns regarding these bills limiting of New Yorkers' constitutional rights, and he will keep these concerns in mind for any bills that land on his desk. He wants to ensure both the right to prayer and the right to protest are protected here in New York City." At City Hall, Kendall Green, Good Day, New York.